guys, enough said. Meet Simmons back with another video. Today I was scrolling through the wonderful, zany cesspool that is TikTok, and every once in a while you find a gem. I found this gem on there, and I think that we should really dig into this. You ready?
Let's go.
Honestly, the best example that comes to mind is overfunctioning for your child. Doing things for your child that you know they can do for themselves, right? And overfunctioning, helping them too much with homework, letting them off on chores. And again, it comes back to the same thing. It comes back to parenting from a place of fear. I'm afraid my child's going to be upset. I'm afraid my child's going to have a fit. I'm afraid my child is going to feel pain from this thing that I want them to do that I know is good for them. And so what happens is kids are smart. They can figure out really easily and very quickly. And I don't mean maliciously. But if mom or dad are going to overfunction and they're going to worry more than the kid is about homework or whatever it is that they have to do, they're not going to worry about it. Why would I? I'll listen when I have to listen. And so what happens is parents, and this happens to all parents, but I'd say maybe a little bit more for moms, is they end up completely exhausted and doing the nice, kind thing, right? Nobody appreciates me. No one ever thanks me. Nobody realizes how much I do around here. And part of that is you are overfunctioning for everyone. You're teaching people how to treat you.
I love it.
That's good.
I love it. I think we live in a time where a lot of people are doing this. A lot of parents are doing. A lot of couples are doing this. What do you think?
I agree. This is not just as a parent, but like you said, that's relationship period. And being a former educator, I used to see that all the time. The parent that because I used to teach kinder, so it's the little ones. So parents had to drop their littles off and then make sure they sat down and then let me put your lunchbox in your cubby and then let me let that child. When you ain't here, homeboy got a job in this classroom. I need you to know that your child can do it. So I definitely have seen it not only as a parent, but also in the relationship space too, where you can overfunction. And I've seen guys do it too. We've talked to gentlemen that are like, they're tired, they're exhausted, and she's sitting up and just, she's cool because you're doing everything. So
I want to talk about men and women in relationship to overfunctioning, what it looks like. So a man, oftentimes when he's overfunctioning, he's trying to do everything because he was taught. He's hearing these different things, right? So he's working all day long. He's coming home, he's cooking, he's cleaning, he's watching the kids, all these things, because he's trying to be a good husband. It's always from a place of looking for either acceptance or wanting to do the right thing. It's never like really malicious to a point where I haven't seen that. I don't think it's actually malicious, but I do see the victim mentality in it though. It's like the victim thing, and I think that happens more on the female side. A man will kind of just swallow it and then just explode eventually. That's kind of what I've seen from dealing with that kind of stuff. And you have to work, and there are things that you need to be done around the house, and you're gonna have to do those things. But if you got kids, teenage big rusty kids that don't have chores to do, and you're cleaning up their bathroom, you're making their beds, you're washing dishes that you done worked all day long, that's not good. That's not good, because you're not holding up your end of the bargain. You know, if you're working 60 hours a week and you're putting in 30, 40 more at the house, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna end well at all. It's gonna end with a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, and eventually somebody's gonna explode. And men tend to do that. That's what I've seen, is that we tend to kind of like swallow it because we don't want to complain, because complaining is weak, shows weakness, and so they'll end up either having a heart attack, having a stroke, blowing up, having some vice, pornography, drinking, something to deal, or they'll go out and find an extramarital affair, or they'll just walk away. A lot of that's due to people them overfunctioning. What do you see on your side of the house?
On the ladies' side, kind of how I explained, I'll use the same scenario. Let's say the wife is a stay-at-home mom, and she's literally doing everything. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's caring for the children, she's making sure all the chores and everything is taken care of in the household. She's paying all the bills. If there's any, like maybe they have their own business, she's running that. She's soccer mom, she's every woman, she's wife of the year, she's got all these awards going on, and she is spent. And then when it comes time to actually be intimate or have sex with the husband, she's resentful, and she's withholding that because she's like, no, this is the one area that I can actually control, and I have all the cards in this area, and because you, sir, don't appreciate all that I'm doing for you, you're not getting any. You're not getting this cookie. So she's withholding in that area. So that's what I see play out a lot. But one thing, her reward is the victim story.
Oh yeah.
Every woman loves to tell a good story, but there's no story like a victim story.
The mom comes in and you could tell that she's a beast. She does everything. Nobody does anything on their own without her approval. And then she wants to grandstand like she's tired. Like, you've conditioned everybody in this house to just sit down and shut up and do what you tell them. So what you complaining for?
Oh yeah. And
So those are the two that we see. Now there's other variations. Don't get it wrong.
I got plenty of those.
Yeah, but those are the two main.
we typically see, and
Yeah.
you know, and then she'll come in and with the violin playing and expect my wife to give a buy-in, and my wife's like, yeah, like, woo! Chop her up. And then the dude will come in and be like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to be a good this, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is not, no. You're not being a good husband. You're not being a good father. You're being a victim. And you're here because you want me to tell you how great a husband you are, great father you are. You're not using your resources correctly. You have the authority to delegate. Son, 13-year-old son, that yard better be mowed when I get home today. 13-year-old son, this trash, it goes out every Tuesday. I need it on the curb. I can't do everything around here. Daughter, them dishes need to be done when your mama done cooking. Oh, I'm cooking tonight, and them dishes better be done by 9 o'clock before you go to bed. And I better not hear no dishes clanking while I'm trying to go to sleep in this house. That's how you delegate. That's how you do it. That's how you can't overfunction for your kids. Another thing, a lot of times it's the guilt from their childhood. A lot of times it's like, well, you know, my dad made me do everything around the house, and I want my kids to be kids, and I want them just to enjoy life, and that's great. I want my kids to be kids too, but my son stands almost 6 feet tall. They ain't kids no more. And the world don't care about your babies. So you need to get them ready for the world. And a lot of people bring that guilt from their childhood and then put it on them, or they, you know, like a lot of men would do that. They saw their mom struggle, you know, growing up and things like that. And they're like, well, I want to be a good husband. I want to help around the house, all that stuff like that. Yes, that's great, but you can't be everywhere.
Right.
You have to learn how to delegate as a man. And as a woman, you got to learn how to ask for help.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to put them kids to work. Husband, on the weekends, here's your honey-do list. I need these things done. I need the yard mowed. I need this done. I need that done. This cabinet broke, hanging out the doggone hedge. That happened this week. Yo, you need that. You have to learn how to communicate. And a lot of people don't know how to communicate, and they don't know their roles. They haven't defined roles, and it creates a lot of frustration. And so when you don't have defined roles, you tend to overfunction. That's where it comes from.
Great
because
point,
nobody's
babe.
talking. Nobody's talking. Everybody's scared to talk. And they end up on TikTok complaining. I've seen a lot of women on TikTok complaining about this very thing. So with that, that's enough said.